Hiya, welcome back to Duke on the Bike. Just a quick run today. I want to try a little experiment, so I'm going up the Delvine Pass just for a bit to have a little play with a drone. So what I want to try and do is I've got a few drones, but I have got what I call the big one. It's a Mavic Pro Platinum. And what I want to try and do today is put the 360 camera, mount it onto the drone, send the drone up and see what kind of effect it we get. I'm hoping it might be quite good, but well, you never know. There's a guy that lives in Ayrshire who does drone flying a lot. That's basically what his channel's about. His name's Windswept Robert, I think. I'll put a link for him down below. But he knows a lot about drones, and I've taken quite a lot of inspiration from him, including the legalities of doing the kind of thing that I'm planning to do. So it's going to be fun. There are a couple of rules that you need to follow if you're going to watch a 360 video. And the most important of which is that if you are watching it on YouTube, you must increase the resolution to as high as your broadband provider will allow, or as high as it will go, because if you're looking at it in, for example, 720p, which is kind of what YouTube seems to default to, then that might be okay for a sort of straightforward video, but it's what you've got to remember is that if you're watching in 360, that 740p is spread over 360 degrees, so the quality is garbage. So I don't quite know how I'm going to do this. So I'll put this video up, and because I can't really do a 360 with non-360 parts in it, what I think I'll do is I'll put a link to the 360 video below, always assuming it's successful, of course, and so you can have a little look at this, and then hopefully, and it is quite windy, so I'm kind of hoping that it's not going to be too bad, but the plan is to put the 360 up. It'll not be a long video, it is just an experiment, but it'll let me see if I can work it. The effects that Robert has got has been pretty awesome, so I'm kind of hoping that I can get the same kind of video. It's not the nicest of days, it is reasonably sunny, it is cold, but it's the wind that's the problem. I'm just hoping that there's not going to be too much to allow me to fly the drone. If I was flying the drone on its own, because it's a big drone, it wouldn't really be a problem, the amount of wind that we've got just now, but because I'm strapping on a 360 camera onto it, it might affect it a little bit more. Certainly it's not going to be as stable as it would be if it was a cam day. So that's the plan. There's no guarantees, but we'll see how it goes. The road's quite busy. I'm just going up the A76 and then jump onto the Delvine Pass. I'll go up to where I did a video before, because there's quite a big kind of lay-by there. So it'll allow me hopefully to set up and do some video and not get in anybody's way. There are rules for flying the bigger drones, but hopefully, because I'm going to be out the way of everybody, it's not going to cause me any problems. So yeah, we'll have a wee look and wait and see. God, I hope it works, because it's going to be awesome if I do this for other videos in the future. Oh, I'm going to have to turn my grips down, my hands are roasting. So just while we're on this journey here, this little trip up the road, I want to make mention of the DJI mini mic. So I've got a lot of DJI stuff. I'm a little bit of a DJI fanboy because everything that they do pretty much works as you would expect it to, and works effortlessly, and you don't have the problems. I did have GoPros for a while, and they were shite, to be quite honest with you. You were always wondering, is it recording? You kept stopping to make sure it was still recording, and that's no way to go when you're spending hundreds of pounds on a camera. With the Osmos that I've got now, you put them on and forget them, and the only thing you need to worry about is battery life, or if the memory card gets full. You certainly don't need to worry about the files corrupting and losing footage. That's never happened with the Osmos. Famous last words. So anyway, the Mic 2, not the Mic 2, the mini mic. I bought one of them just to try it out. I really quite liked the idea of the fact that it was very, very small and unobtrusive in the helmet. Not that the Mic 2 is particularly obtrusive. It fits in my helmet okay, but I know that some people have got problems with smaller or differently fitting helmets, and it tickles them, tickles their cheek or tickles their chin. I don't have that problem. I've got plenty of space in the helmet. So yeah, I bought the mini mic and tried it out just on one video, and for vlogging it wasn't really successful for me. I kept getting quite a lot of distortion, even although I've got it, or I had it mounted to exactly the same place as I have my Mic 2 connected or attached. It just didn't work for me. I did all the recommended settings that people on YouTube recommended, and it still wasn't all that successful. It was 50 quid, and I'm absolutely not complaining about the cost. I think it's a bargain. A good quality lav mic will cost you that. But it just wasn't suitable for me for moto vlogging. I've got the Mic 2s. I'm going to stick with those because I'm quite happy with them, and they do a great job. They also have the extra functionality, of course, is that I can record directly onto the microphone. So if for whatever reason the wireless connection was lost between the camera and the microphone, I've still got the recording it's saved on the microphone itself. And I can't remember what the Mic 2s cost. I bought the set, so I bought 2 transmitters and 1 receiver as a set, and I wish I hadn't, because I've never ever used the receiver. But I think if you buy the Mic 2 on its own, I think it's round about, it's either 70 or 80 pounds. I honestly can't remember. But it's either 20 or 30 pounds more than the Mic 2, and to my mind it's money well spent. They are terrific things. The Mic 2 I might use for other things, or I might not. To be honest, I probably won't. It will probably sit and gather dust, and eventually I'll give it away or do something. That's what I usually do. Things that I don't need, I usually give away to somebody that might be able to use them. So yeah, unfortunately, Mic 2's not for me, not for moto vlogging. If you're just doing talks to camera and things like that, and you're walking about, it'd be fine. I might take it on holiday and use it for that, but anyway, it doesn't really work for me, so I would spend the extra 20 or 30 pounds and get the Mic 2 excuse me, with the extra functionality, both the recording onto the microphone itself, and also the fact that if you wanted, you can plug in a lav mic into it, and use it that way. It just, the extra functionality is worth the small extra amount of money, I think. It's not a very exciting run today. We're just stuck behind traffic, and there's absolutely no point in trying to overtake it because we'll just get stuck again. So it's not that cold. It's 7 degrees, which, well, it's funny. This bike, well, and my last bike, GS's generally, I think, are not cold bikes. Or obviously they're not naked bikes. But the design of the screen and the where you sit does protect you an awful lot from the wind. And the heated grips are terrific. As you saw, I just had to turn mine down because they were too warm, even with grip puppies on. So you don't really need heated gear or anything like that with this bike. When I'm going to get cold is when I'm standing about flying the drone. That's not going to be so much fun. Yesterday I decided I was going to have a haircut. Not that I've got a lot of hair, but I've got hair round about the back and sides, not much on the top. And so I gave myself a haircut and trimmed my beard because I've got my winter plumage on, and went out today, and my head was absolutely freezing. Don't underestimate a small amount of hair in a beard for keeping your head warm. So I brought my hat with me for when I'm flying the drone to keep my head a little bit warm. I'm quite lucky as well. I don't suffer from cold feet. I never have. A lot of people their feet get freezing on a bike, but it's just not an affliction I've ever been bothered with, thankfully. So I don't think I've ever had cold feet. I don't know why that is. It's more a kind of woman thing, I think. My wife's feet are always freezing. And of course she climbs into bed and sticks her cold feet against you. Road on left, oh that's right, I'm not going down there. Sticks her cold feet on you and just, it spoils your happiness. It's supposed to be the good husband and go, oh, I'll heat your feet for you, honey. Bugger off. Warm your own feet. The weather's getting a bit more shitty the further up we go. Hope it's not going to mean that the footage is garbage. Anyway, if this video goes up, it means I've had success, and I hope you enjoyed the 360 video. Just remember, turn your resolution up as high as it can go. And thanks for watching if you do.